It's just being our first game. There's a couple of things we had to see what works well and what doesn't. It's different from practice against our defenses and people that seen the plays day in and day out. So just getting a real live look at it, changed up from things that we're good at, or routes that we're good at, or balls that uh, he's good at placing at different spots. And so it was just more of a sitting back and getting to find our identity within our offense and what works well for us and what doesn't. Day to day is it's kind of like going out and not knowing really how your body's gonna feel, or what's your limitations for the day. Some days I go out and I feel perfect. Some days I'm a little sore than others, but it's not. It's more of a mental battle as far as injury is something I had throughout being here. So my body heals and I get my strength back and everything. But as far as uh, getting myself together and being able to play the same as I was before and getting back to the old Donnie, or the still keeping the same aggression and physicality that I have, but also being smart with and knowing my limitations. So day in and day out, I just pretty much try to do my role for my team, and regardless of my injuries, still be there to support and be contagious with my energy for my group as in like receivers and in the offense. So sometimes it's bigger than me, but I still have to be mindful of what I'm and be smart to get to the next game. Honestly, I didn't know we did that well from like I know it was like fourth quarter and I looked at the board and I seen Kurt up there and I seen the stats and I was amazed myself. I don't think he realized it. We just played play to play and we went out and controlled what we controlled. If the ball was thrown deep, I did my best to catch the ball, or Alamne did his best to catch the ball, and that's Kurt trusting us every time he put the ball in the air. So we did it more to earn his trust, and he did it more having trust in us. And we was just playing the game. The stats were great, but I really think he can do better than that because there's a lot of plays that we left out on the field and certain stuff, and a lot of balls that didn't connect. So. What was it, 4? It was 4 something. He can beat that any night if he really wants to, or if we really want to. So yes, I'm impressed, but it still did not exceed my expectations for him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we were super excited in the locker room after the game. Coach got kind of emotional too. It was his 100th win, so it was exciting for him. But I think the biggest thing is just celebrating, for that day, yesterday, and then kind of not forgetting that it happened, but just, moving on. So, and not dwelling on it, because the reason we won is because we prepared to win for that week. So if we let, that win distract us coming into this week, we're not going to have as good of a week of practice as we did last week. So, just moving on will be the key. And, I don't think we're going to have a problem doing that. Yeah, I mean, it means so much for how hard we've worked. Personally, I kind of expected us to see results right away. And I guess that was kind of, foolish of me to think that because, in life it doesn't always work that way. And so it was, I was so shocked when we lost to Richmond. But to finally get a win, after all the work that we've put in, it feels amazing. You can always improve, right? So our practices have gotten a lot better as far as effort and stuff like that and consistency. But we can still improve on that. So continuing to do that and then doing it, it's not just like, well, on Tuesday we'll have a really good practice and Wednesday we'll kind of take a step back and then Thursday we'll have a good practice. It's got to be, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, everything is perfect. So I think that's what he's talking about. I think, they just needed playing experience. So we had all the DBs for the most part, or the corners at least, didn't really have any game experience. And I think that it showed in the first few weeks where, you can do things perfectly in practice, but when you're actually in a game, it's completely different. We're just more of from a mental standpoint where there's a lot more pressure, and it's easy to forget things when you get really tired during the game. But I think that they've gotten a lot better as the season's progressed, and we expect them to continue to get better. So, yeah, I mean, well, from a player's perspective, personally, I think that a win motivates us to prepare better for the upcoming week because we know how it feels to lose. Obviously, we've been doing that a lot for the past few years, and it sucks. And that feeling after the win, it's incredible. So, they've really been ramming the don't lose focus, keep the focus going into this week, so that we'll get the same results. And I think that as a team we've bought into that. So,
I mean, I've just always been a guy that's just been a hyperactive big man that just like to run downfield after the play. Even in high school, you can kind of watch my film. I've always kind of chase the ball. But, I mean, the play was a backside play. It had no intentions of going my direction. I just I do what I usually do, chase the ball. But he actually broke a couple tackles. I was like, well, here's a shot. I just ran downfield, and he was still running. Told him to come behind me, and I don't know if that was a safety or whatever, but just like try to make a play. I had no intentions of being, this big guy downfield on ESPN on any kind of camera. I was just doing my job. So that's how I took it. I didn't think it was anything special until, everybody made a big deal out of it. I mean, it was almost like we didn't have a choice but to win. Like the fifth year and fourth year guys, we kind of knew we put it on our shoulders, but everybody just knew we had to win. It was kind of like you don't have a choice. So I mean, I can't really describe it. It was we had intentions to go out there and just do whatever we had to do, whether it's at the scratch, bleed. We knew we needed that win. We're just grateful for the turnout that we had. So actually, we prepared for he was like the last one to come in the locker room. We were all on our knee. We just kind of got quiet, and then he got in the middle. We just all cheered, support. This is his 100th win. He just kind of covered his face. A guy who doesn't really show emotion. That was something you couldn't hide. It wasn't a boo-hoo tearing, but he was just covering the eyes, just huffing and puffing. It was amazing seeing that with a guy who not really shows any emotion, but I don't know how he does it. You feel so much from him, but he just kind of keeps the same face. And to see, something like that, he just broke down. That kind of felt like a breakthrough within itself, away from the field. So it was amazing for us. We all, if anything, the volume went up with the cheers. Everybody's just bumping each other. We were throwing Gatorade around. That was a victory outside of a victory. That's how we took that one. I just feel like there's no room for complacency. I mean, it's obvious that we need to win more games, and we know we've left a lot of points out in previous games. So, yeah, the challenge was to see how we were going to react after a win. And the guys, we all came back today, watched film. We were all still pretty focused because before the game, I actually told people to play with a chip on their shoulder. So I'm actually going to kind of encourage the guys and persuade the guys to continue to play that way and prepare that way. So I feel like the energy was definitely, positive. Everybody was excited that we got the first win. And I think everybody just excited to see or anxious to see what we're going to do from here on out. Now that we had some form of breakthrough, but not the major breakthrough that we desire. So I think everybody's still hungry. If anything, I'd just say finish. I mean, we've definitely been up in away games. Is how we finish. I feel like how we come out the second half, it's just big with UVA football. So in the past, we haven't had the second half kind of mentality of finishing or having the hunger that we came out in the first half. It's just always been either kind of complacent or playing kind of scared. But I don't think, being away, they always say the home team has the advantage. I don't think we believe in that. We went out to Oregon. Everybody knew it was going to be a big game. They were going to be loud. We didn't buy into it. If anything, that was the most excited we had ever been. But the hump, I say we will have to get over going away, going against Duke. It's ourselves. We're not worried about any outside sources. It's what are we going to do?
Yeah, so when I left, I decided that, I wanted to go back to my old high school position at defense. So I started training with a guy I worked with in high school, Thurman Moore, who's out in Arizona, who was pretty convenient because he was about 20 minutes from me. And then from there, I trained for like 8 months and contacted a lot of schools, and Virginia seemed to show earlier interest. So I sent them my information, and then they got back to me. I was like, oh, Coach Mendenhall's in Virginia. I was kind of didn't really know. And then he actually had a relationship with the guy I was working with, Coach Moore, and they had coached together. And when he told me more about Coach Mendenhall, that's when it got serious. I wanted to come into a program and contribute, and I really thought it was the right place, and I really liked it. And I just wanted to come in and help a team win, just like now. But I was just open. It's definitely different. I mean, obviously, at O-line, you know what you need to do, and the D-line need to react to what they do. So it's just getting that quickness back, that reactive time, and you get it a lot. You get a lot of experience in practice, but it's mostly games. Like, game reps are very valuable, and you need to take advantage of everyone to, get it back. And it does take some time. I was kind of early on a little frustrated because I wanted to get it right away, but you just got to keep working. I just think there was I just think everyone worked so hard since Coach came here, and since I was only there for a couple weeks, but it was kind of a sense like we're just, like, I don't know. It was kind of like we're gonna win, because we work so hard. But there comes a point where, like, you still gotta play. You still gotta play well. But I don't know. It was not a good feeling. But I think the way we responded in Oregon was awesome, and it was completely different. I mean, I told somebody this. I mean, sometimes I'm more out of breath on the sideline than when I'm playing, because, I mean, especially in the last 3 games, you're going crazy. You're screaming, you're jumping. So that, I think, is a huge turning point for us. Just the attitude and the spirit of everybody.